Alright guys, this is me, Steven, and I'm playing NCAA Football 11 for the PlayStation 3. It's on the RPCS3 emulator, which emulates PlayStation 3 games. So here's my player. This isn't my actual name. As you guys know, my actual name is Steven Snyder, but my first name is Steven, obviously, as I just said. But my dad's first name is Bradley, though he goes by Brad. So I just decided to combine my first name and my dad's first name, because at the time of recording this, my dad was just over at my house. So I'm going to be Stephen Bradley. I'm going to be a quarterback, an option quarterback. My jersey number is going to be 7 for high school. Favorite school? My favorite school in real life is Michigan. I love the Michigan Wolverines. My handiness is right. I am right-handed. My home state is Ohio. I was born and raised in Ohio, and I still live in Ohio to this day. My hometown, I put Blue Ash because so Blue Ash is a suburb of Cincinnati, and I lived in Blue Ash while I was in high school and for about my first year and a half outside of high school. And then Sycamore, I didn't go to Sycamore. I went to like a small private school that didn't have any sports teams. It was a school for special needs kids. That's why I didn't have any sports teams, but my local public school was Sycamore High School. I was in the Sycamore Community Schools District. Sycamore High School was my local public high school. My brother went there, and they do have a football team. And their team was actually called the Aviators, for anyone that's wondering. And their colors were like green and it was more like a maroon and a green. So I just went with green and green for this. I'm gonna make myself 5'11" because I'm 5'11" in real life. I'm actually no, I think I'm 200 pounds now in real life. I was 190. I'm around this weight. So this is actually around my actual height and weight. Went with light skin tone because that's my actual skin tone. I went with this face. This is not my actual arm build or my chest build. I just went with that. I put no belly. I do actually have a little bit of a belly. I put a bit of a rear build. And then a thigh and a calf build. Oh, my feet build. I meant for this to be at 13. Sorry. Because I wear a shoe size 13. Then I'm going with a Revo Speed helmet, also known as a Revolution Speed helmet, a dark Oakley visor, and then I have 2 long team color sleeves for my left and right sleeves, 2 Vapor Jet gloves for my hands, mid-level socks. Then my shoes are Adidas mid-cut. I have a standard flak jacket. I don't have a back plate, and then I have a hand warmer that's team color, and then I have a towel. So I went on ahead and I decided to let me go call this do Stephen B, that stand for Stephen Bradley, my character's name. You might see some shader issues. Really quickly, I'm gonna go to the house rules real quick. And I'm going to play on All-American. So there's 4 difficulties in this game. There's Freshman, Varsity, All-American, and Heisman. I'm going to be playing on All-American. And we start off in the state playoffs of our state. So this is Ohio, so it's the Ohio State playoffs. And we're in high school. So we play in the playoffs. So our first game is actually against Grove City. I think we're actually a visiting team for this. You can see, look. The regular season of your senior year is in the books. It's time to play in the playoffs. So we're trying to get recruited by some schools. I don't know if I'm really going to go to, even if I'm a 5-star recruit, I don't know if I'm going to pick to go to like a powerhouse school. Like I might still pick to go to a school in the top 25, but I'm not like for certain going to go to like a big boy powerhouse school necessarily. SHS is the initials for Sycamore, so so you can see here's our first play in the playoffs right here. It's one of these weird QB run plays, which makes sense because we are an option quarterback. So that means that in high school we are the coach is going to be calling a lot of option plays. I decided to pitch. I probably actually could have just kept that, but I pitched it anyways. If the fields at all look weird or you see any shader issues, it's because I'm playing this on an emulator and some of the shaders have not loaded in yet for this game. And there you go, like I'm getting sacked. So my first drive is not that successful. I'm not that good at this game, and I am playing on a slightly harder difficulty, but I mean, it's not like I'm playing on Heisman. Heisman is a really hard difficulty, like, that's insanely hard. And I mean, like, All-American is decently difficult. That's how you audible right there. So, hold on, let me get that pass off. It's complete, and he's pretty much gone for a touchdown. And yeah, the emulator thinks it's a PS3, so it has its own custom pop-up window that tells me I've earned trophies. I'm either gonna so for all the high school games, I'm doing them all in one recording session. So I'm either gonna basically record one video and split it into 2 videos for high school, or what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do one long video in high school, and then that'll be it. But either way, it's gonna be one recording session. So if you guys are like trying to like give me like suggestions of what colleges you'd like me to go to, don't put that in the comments, because I'm not gonna see the comments in time. Because by that point I'll already have picked a school, because it's all being done in one recording session. And you can see I did a terrible play. I was actually trying to throw the ball away, but I didn't. But it's okay, because on this next play, I get a really good run and I get a touchdown. Now, I have actually struggled in the high school games before at All-American and Heisman difficulty. In All-American, like one time I was doing I was playing the game in an All-American. Oh my gosh, I'm just breaking out. One time in All-American, I actually lost the state championship. But look at that, boom, touchdown. I think the There He Goes achievement or trophy, I think, is when you run for 20 plus yards or something like that. I don't remember how long you have to run to get that achievement. And that's an easy interception. I got hit as I thrown, and they're going to take that all the way for a pick 6. They have points now on the board. That's another thing. I throw a lot of interceptions on harder difficulties. I just do. It's because I like to throw. I like to do the. I like to chuck the ball in the air a lot. And I get hit on the. I get hit, as I'm throwing, and when I do that, I end up turning the ball over more. Because I don't like to take sacks. So if I'm like getting hit, I still like to throw the ball. Now in this. Like in that case, look, it was incomplete. But I mean, I like to throw the ball even when I'm getting hit, because I rather have an incomplete pass than a sack. However, it sometimes can be costly if I throw an interception, or if while trying to throw I actually fumble the ball instead. Now, what's interesting about this game versus some of the other games. So a lot of people I know are used to seeing like NCAA Football 14's Road to Glory, because that was the last NCAA football game till EA finally released College Football 25. Now I don't have that game, but that's also because I don't have a PS5 or Xbox Series S or X, which is what that game's available on. It's not available on PS4, Xbox One, or PC even. I'm sure that that maybe like next year they'll get a PC release for it. I'm sure there'll be enough demand and they'll get a PC release for it eventually. But in general, I enjoy college football more than I enjoy NFL. And the same goes with the video games. I prefer the NCAA football games over the Madden NFL games. Especially for the career mode, I really like Road to Glory a lot more compared to even to NFL Superstar, or especially for quite a few years, Madden didn't actually have a proper career mode. You basically, your best thing you could do was basically was do franchise mode, but play as a player in franchise mode. And that was the best that you kind of had. Which was terrible. Alright. I'm audibling to that. Oh my gosh, nope. I was trying to audible to that because I wanted to try a long play. I didn't want to just run the ball and go into the half. And wow. But yeah, though what I like about these games, I don't know. I like to go. Sometimes I like to just be a big fish in a small pond. I like to How is that a fumble? Is my arm not going forward? The tuck rule doesn't exist in here. And so I've committed 2 turnovers in this game, and both of them ended up on the same play, ended up being points for the opposition. Good job. This is looking great, guys. This is looking great. I might not have to worry about splitting this about editing this into 2 separate videos after all. I might lose my first game. That would be really sad. I'd be like a 1-star recruit at best. Maybe a 2, if I was lucky, maybe a 2-star recruit, and I'd probably not be able to go to any of the decent schools even. That's a terribly inaccurate pass. Also, I was hitting the wrong button to throw the ball away. I think I now remember what the button is. I think I have to hit, for some reason, I'm thinking it's like L1 or R1 to throw the ball away. But hey, look at that. We got a touchdown. The receiver did most of the work, but you know what? It gets the stats for me. And I'm okay with that. You're also going to see that a lot of times when there's a play where the running back is running with the ball, I like to audible out of it. Unless it's an option play, but I like to audible out of a lot of running plays. But if you wonder why I picked an option quarterback, it's because I want to have the ability to run if I need to. That is amazing right there. That's a terrible pitch. And we're losing the game now. I'm losing the game now, actually. This is just beautiful. Okay, listen. Listen. Please catch that. I'm sure that would I'm sure a pass like that happens in real life. It probably does. It probably doesn't. Oh my gosh. And this is just high school. But yeah, the high school games can, if you bump up the difficulty, it makes the high school games harder, which is actually a good thing because then when you're a 5-star recruit, it feels like you really earned it. Though I'm not gonna lie, my defense is doing pretty good in the simulation, so that does help me. When you get to the college games, your defense doesn't help you as much in the simulation. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, can I get in there? I can. I risk possibly fumbling the ball so I can get in the end zone. I guess they wanted us to go for 2, but we did. Okay, I guess we did. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I guess my kicker like missed the extra point. That actually does happen in the high school games more often than not. In the high school games, it's actually common for your kicker to like miss the extra point or like miss a lot of their field goal attempts. I don't know why, and there's about to be a holding penalty. Look, I'm gonna get a touchdown. Like this is a touchdown, but it's probably an offensive holding. Yep, that has to come back, unfortunately. It's like, man, couldn't just decline that. Let me have my fun. However, this play's looking pretty good. It doesn't matter because on the next play, I get another rushing touchdown, break off a big boy run. Look at that. $70 yards. I don't know if that actually happens in high school. I watched one high school football game. Actually, no, that's a lie. Sorry. Oh, an accidental lie. I watched 2 high school football games in my life. One of them was at a school that I attended their middle school, but not their high school. but their high school football game was being played. The high school and middle school basically were on like the same campus, but were two separate buildings. So they shared the same field. And that's where I watched that. It was a homecoming game, as you can see, and I'm breaking off for another run. So my running's a lot better than my passing, which makes sense because I'm an option quarterback. But and we're definitely getting that score up, which is good. But back to kind of what I was saying. I watched a homecoming high school game where it was not a very good game, and my school lost. Then, while I was in high school, because my brother went to Sycamore, and that was our local public school district, we went to a Sycamore high school football game. Now, at least at the time, I don't know if it's still like that now, they play their games, they played their games at the Sycamore Junior High, / middle school's, football field. So I don't know why. I think it was because it has real grass, and their football field, which they use at the high school, which they use for practice, was turf. But they used the middle school field. That's a terrible interception. And we win our first game. It's kind of a blowout win, kind of. 55-29. I'd say that's pretty good. It's going to show up our highlights, but on this high school football game, we were playing some random school. I don't remember the name of it. And the final score was 8-7. Now Sycamore won, but it was like 8-7. And for most of the game, we were losing 7-0. Then at the end, we randomly get a touchdown. We go for a 2-point conversion and make it. And then after that, neither one of the teams did anything with their offenses. And after that game, you can see after this game, we're a 2-star recruit. So highlights for us is 7 completions on 21 attempts. That's actually pretty bad. That's below a 50%. 258 passing yards, which is that's pretty good. 3 passing touchdowns. That's also good. 318 rushing yards is amazing, and 5 rushing touchdowns is amazing. Scouts in attendance was number 20 Arkansas, then Baylor, Cal, UL Monroe, Ohio, and Southern Miss. Unfortunately, I can't look further into the stats to look at my exact completion percentage and all that. You can't do that till you get to the college games, unfortunately. But I can see the basic highlights for the high school ones. But you can see there's our first win. Our next game, we're actually at home. We're against Northview. Some of these high schools are real high schools, and then some of them are just names of the towns or cities that the high school is in. Now, some towns and cities have their high school named after the town or city. Like, for example, Sycamore High School and Sycamore Junior High are both in Blue Ash. But they're both called Sycamore. Neither one of them are called Blue Ash High School or Blue Ash Junior High. There is, however, a Blue Ash Elementary School. I believe it's technically a part of the Sycamore School District, though. I don't know. I know, Sycamore's one of those school districts that has, it has one junior high and one high school. While I know I know of school districts that have, two junior highs and 2 high schools. Or middle schools, if you use that. Some people call middle school junior high, some people call it middle school. It's really tomato, though I could have sworn that junior highs only do 7. If a school is junior high, that means it's only 7th and 8th grade. And then if it's middle school, it does 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. which in those cases means that 6th grade you're still in elementary school. Which, I'm not gonna lie, like, I did middle school. The school I went to for middle school was titled a middle school and not a junior high. So when I was in 6th grade, I was at middle school. So I'm just trying to imagine myself now being in elementary school while in 6th grade still. Or while in 6th grade. And it's hard for me to imagine, but I'm sure some of you that are watching could imagine, or actually lived that experience. But yeah, if anyone's ever wondering, I had never played any sports in school. When I was like 6 or 7 years old, I played t-ball. But t-ball is like you don't really like t-ball is like it's kind of one of those sports that it's just a starter sport. You're basically learning how to play baseball, because in t-ball there's no pitchers. There's no pitchers, and everyone gets a chance to bat. I think everyone even gets a chance to go onto a base. Like it's very much it's meant to teach you the game, and it's a good thing. It is a good thing. T-ball is a good way if you're interested in getting your kid involved in sports. T-ball is a good to do, because it's fun, it's small, and it teaches them about baseball. But it's not terribly difficult because there's no pitchers. Eventually, then there's like 2 types of like pee-wee level baseball. There's like coach pitch, which is where the coaches are the pitchers. Yes, they go easy on the kids. And then there's like actual actual proper pee-wee baseball, where you have a player that's a pitcher. Like you actually have a kid pitching and a kid batting. Now, fun fact, there's actually 2 college baseball games that actually exist. I think it's called MVP NCAA Baseball 06 and MVP NCAA Baseball 07. I do own 06 on PlayStation 2. They were only available on PlayStation 2 and I think like original Xbox. They are fun games. They have a dynasty mode, but they don't have a player career mode at all. Unfortunate. I mean, I wish they did. It would be pretty cool. All right, end zone. Catch that. The good news is that, I mean, being an option quarterback, this does mean I am better at scrambling out of the pocket than throwing the ball, or throwing on the run and doing like play action passes. However, if you are scrambling, a pro tip, if you're able to, try to stop your QB. If you have space for an and you have an open receiver, try to stop your QB real quick before then throw the ball. Because your pass might be more accurate that way. So if you're able to do that, try it. But of course, if you're being chased, it's just better to throw on the run, like this right here. However, that pass was incomplete. If I stopped and no one was chasing me, and then I threw it, it would have probably been caught, because I would have been more accurate with my throwing. I'm very much, well, I'm like when I, dang, I'm like a beast at running the ball in this. But I want to get my passing stats up higher, so I'm just going to throw a few more touchdowns here. Now, something that they fixed in later NCAA football games, but in this game specifically, you are locked, in the Road to Glory, you are locked on 5-minute quarters only. You cannot make the quarters longer or or shorter, you're stuck on 5-minute quarters. Now, if I had the choice, I would probably be playing on 6-minute quarters. Just because, to me, the extra minute does matter a little bit to me. That receiver, that throw, I don't know, man. I mean, yes, I could have ran. I'm trying to, like, throw the ball as well. I don't want to, like, have too weak of an arm. Now, I think I'm going to start with a lot of speed once I'm in college, because of the amount of rushing plays I've done. Like, one time I played this on Heisman, and high school was really, really hard. Like, it was insanely difficult, but I still I still got to the state championship game, but lost it. But I was an 85 overall quarterback as a freshman. And I had like 98 speed, 98 agility, 98 acceleration, 93 throw power, 86 throw accuracy, and like 86 elusiveness. And then like my juke moves and spin moves were like in the 70s. Which is actually pretty good. For a freshman, that's like a good... Those are some good ratings for a freshman. For the record. Now that's probably going to be holding. First and 20. That's lovely. Omaha. He's saying some weird things. Yeah, I don't remember Omaha having a college football team, buddy. They have a very historic college baseball team. College World Series used to be played in Omaha. I wonder if it actually still is. Maybe it is. But back when they had like Rosenblatt Stadium as a really historic stadium, the College Baseball World Series would be played there every season. Well, isn't that great? Another drive where we don't do anything. Yeah, I know. I'm doing better on my running drives. I know, when I run the ball. I'm just trying to gain more skills other than just using my legs. I mean, it works. But I like to throw. Though when I run the ball, I do prefer to run it with a quarterback over a running back. Which is weird because quarterbacks aren't really made to run the ball. They're made to run the offense and pass. It's awkward. I get to still control my player after the whistle goes for when I get a touchdown. Man, Stephen Bradley, he's really trying to impress them scouts. Yes, catch that. And look, he fumbles the ball. And they recover it. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that would be an incomplete pass. just because I don't know like how long he had control of the ball for. Unless I'm thinking of NFL rules, and I guess the NFL changed it and said. Because in the NFL, that would definitely be an incomplete pass. Though who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe it really shouldn't be an incomplete pass. And if it was in the NFL, there'd be like an outrage over it. Hey, look, he breaks a tackle. I think it's my tight end, and he's gonna go all the way for another touchdown. So now we're starting to blow out teams. That's good to know. Now I'm tempted to bump this up to Heisman, but as soon as I get to the college game, it's gonna get a lot harder. It also could just be the high school I'm playing is not very good. I mean, you are, in a sense, supposed to be able to dominate in high school. Of course, there is a way to screw it up. You can play worse. You can lose games. Put it this way, the more high school games you play, the higher star caliber recruit you become. So, like, if I lose, like, this game, I'm probably gonna be a 3-star recruit. But if I make it to the next game, I'll be a 4-star recruit, and then if I make it to the state championship, regardless if I win or lose it, I'm pretty sure I'll end up being a 5-star recruit. But yeah, at this point, we're just stat padding. Patting all the stats on. I think I might just decide to do this as one long video. If you see that this video is really long, it's because I played all 4. It's because I've decided to play all 4 games and have them high school games and play them all in one video. Like, this video is already past 30 minutes, and I'm kind of wanting to do 30-minute episodes just in general. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Because I want to I want to see if I'm able to play 2 games per episode. Because all the practices, except for maybe the first couple, it depends where I am on the depth chart. If I'm a backup or like a 3rd string, then I'll probably start off. Then I'll probably do all the practices on camera for you guys. And then once I'm a starter, I'll just sim all the practice. Or no, I'll just do the practice. I'll do the practices like off camera. I'll do them like off camera. And then I might sim a couple of them, because you have a calendar and you have a practice basically every day. So Stephen Bradley's now a 3-star caliber recruit. We had 10 completions on 27 attempts. That's better, I guess. 345 passing yards. That's a hell of a lot better. That's pretty good. 6 passing touchdowns. That's amazing. 286 rushing yards. That's still amazing. The fact that we basically we had over 300 passing yards in the air and over 200 yards on the ground. We threw 6 touchdowns and we ran for 3 touchdowns. These guys in attendance were number 23, Utah, number 20, Arkansas, Illinois, Oklahoma State, Kansas, and Baylor. Now, if you're a 5-star recruit in this game, you're able to go to any school you want. You can take a scholarship to any school you want. Now this is like the semifinal. We're gonna be playing on the road against Springdale. This is basically the semifinal game. So if we win this, we go to the state championship game. Which the state championship game is played. It's played in the stadium of whatever major college is in your state. So in Ohio, the state championship game is played at Ohio Stadium, which is the Ohio State Buckeyes Stadium. And then if you're like, if it's the Michigan state championship game, then it's gonna be played at Michigan Stadium, which is Michigan Wolverines stadium. Now, first play of the game, and yep, I'm breaking out running. Oh my gosh, it's SHS versus SHS. What have I done? Sycamore High School wins Springdale High School. The scoreboard, SHS, SHS. It'd be interesting if we actually saw high school football games live on ESPN. If that actually became a thing. Oh my gosh, that was almost a safety. I'm glad it wasn't. I don't want to give up a safety. Last game, I already gave up enough points on things, man. And look at that. On a play where I audibled to a pass, I end up running it anyways. That's like a 99-yard rushing touchdown. Springdale's getting killed early on in the game. Was it not yet 99-yard touchdown run? That's probably like, if that happened, that would be like Sycamore's that'd probably be like an overall record, longest rushing touchdown in like history of football. I'm in high school. I could potentially see that in I could see that in like college, and I think Terrell Pryor did that in the NFL once, which is actually interesting because Terrell Pryor did not do very well in the NFL. He had at least as a quarterback, when he switched to receiver, he kind of started to bounce back his career a bit, but he's not really on an NFL roster that I know of at this time. All right, that is a heavily overthrown pass. To a play action. And I can't choose the plays because the coach calls them, but I can audible because I'm a quarterback. Now, if I wasn't a quarterback, if I was like a running back, a receiver, or like a tight end, I would not be able to audible. Now, I actually think you can be a fullback even, or an offensive lineman, in this Road to Glory, which is pretty cool in my opinion. But you can't be. I know for sure you can't be a kicker or a punter. In the PS2 games, you could do that. You could be a kicker or a punter. It was really interesting to be a kicker or a punter because no one ever thinks to do that for a career mode. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll bust out a PS2 NCAA football game or a PS2 Madden NFL game and do like a kicker or a punter career mode. Maybe I'll do it where I do the NCAA football game. I do it as like a Road to Glory, and then afterwards I do like a Madden NFL of like the same year, so I can import the player, like NFL Superstar modes with that, so I can import them through. Because I mean, when this series is done, this one, I might port this player over to Madden NFL 11's Superstar mode, or maybe play even like a newer Madden game or something like that and just recreate this player. I might do that as well. I don't know. But just the ability to like directly port over your own player from one in a career mode from one game to the other is pretty cool. It's kind of like how in Dynasty mode at the end of each season you can export a draft class. And then to a separate file, and then use it in the year's corresponding Madden NFL game in the franchise mode for the NFL draft. And I think that's really cool, because then if you own both games and you do both a dynasty mode and a franchise mode, you can see your players as well, your own players as well as players that you played against in college. You can see their outcomes of their NFL careers. And you can continue to play with them in the NFL or see how they play with other teams in the NFL. Now, the draft class feature, they still had it in NCAA Football 14 with Madden NFL 25 because it was something they had to bring back, because in Madden 13 there was no way they re-overhauled franchise mode and made it to connected careers, and it was really weird, really weirdly done. And you could not import NCAA Football 13 draft classes into from Dynasty mode into the Connected Careers mode, but you could do NCAA Football 14 draft classes from Dynasty mode over to Madden NFL 25 the 25 that came out in 2013, not the 25 that came out this year in 2024. The Madden NFL 25 that is the 25th anniversary of the Madden NFL games. That one. You could import draft classes into the connected franchise mode. Even then, now with the now current Madden NFL 25 as well as college football 25, this is going to be an offensive holding. I just wanted to finish the play. Gosh darn it, Sycamore. Can't learn to... Oh my gosh, I'm getting sacked. Stephen Bradley going down. Also, I was trying to, like, download, like, actual 2010 rosters, because that's when this game takes place. But anytime I tried to do it, my game would crash anytime I loaded it. Anytime I had that save file on. So, I don't really know what that's about, and I'm not going to go and change every single freaking person's name just for the sake of this, but I wanted to have, like, actual player names so that if I don't know their actual name, so that I could remember them if I don't remember their jersey numbers. Didn't exactly go my way. But SHS is currently beating SHS 42-3. Man, I don't know who's going to win, SHS or SHS. I mean, SHS is looking pretty good. I can't believe it. I can't believe I did that. Maybe I shouldn't have picked Sycamore. Maybe I should have just picked some other random high school that I could think of. Or just make one up. Maybe that's what I should have done instead. Maybe I could have made my actual school that I went to, which didn't have a football team, and then just pretend they had a football team. And that they, in their first season, made the playoffs. And have a senior quarterback going to college. And Stephen Bradley, he's not a very good quarterback so far. Well, actually, no, he's great. It's just but, you know, he's getting sacked on these random plays. His receivers help bail him out of every single bad throw that he makes. And all he can do is run the ball. He should be a running back, but he's a quarterback. Doesn't help that I made my player 5'11". I mean, making him 200 pounds was at least a decent choice instead of 196. I mean, I in real life am about 200 pounds. I'm like near 200 pounds. And I actually am 5'11". I mean, I might be 6 foot now, but like, last time I checked my height, which the last time I think I checked my height was when I got my driver's license, like a year ago or something. Yes, I got my driver's license at 18, so it was actually, I think, more like 2 years ago. Close to that. I think that's the last time that my height was checked, and I was 5'11". So I don't think I'm going to grow anymore. I mean, I would like to make it to 6 foot, but if I don't make it to 6 foot, I'm not going to make the biggest deal out of it. I don't want to be too tall. Like, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of being tall, and I was always tall in my family. I like the idea of being tall, but I don't want to be, like, too tall. You know, because there's tall, then there's too tall. But yeah. Alright. Come on, Stephen Bradley. How do you overthrow that? Why? See, I keep overthrowing my receivers, and it's causing problems. I hope I'm not giving anyone seizures with the amount of times I keep, Oh, that is such a bad throw. Every time I keep doing like this right here, I hope it doesn't give anyone seizures. But oh my gosh. How am I overthrowing people that much? How am I throwing such bad passes? Look, he has to, it's like, hey, he has asthma like me. I gotta take that inhaler afterwards. And I'm done for the rest of the game because we scored way too many points. So SHS did beat SHS 56-10. The SHS that Sycamore was better than the one that was Springdale. It's kind of funny. I think I'm closer to Springdale now than I used to be. I don't know. I don't really know where Springdale is. I just know of it. I actually almost ended up living there when I was moving, but I didn't. But it was one of our options. So I am now a 4-star caliber recruit. I only completed 6 that is so bad. I completed 6 passes on 22 attempts. That is terrible. I had 256 passing yards. I had 3 passing touchdowns. I had 374 rushing yards. I was a monster on the ground, and I ran for 5 touchdowns. The Scouts attendance were number 4 Oregon, number 24 Cincinnati, number 23 Utah, number 22 North Carolina, UCF, and Bowling Green. I don't think I'm going to Bowling Green. I could probably do UCF. I'm not going to Bowling Green. I'm not playing in the MAC. Some things you're also going to notice in this game. So we're in the state championship game. This is against what is that? Willoughby? So I don't know how to pronounce that name. We're gonna call him WHS. Yeah, Sycamore in the state. By the way, Sycamore would not be in this game in real life. It'd be like Saint Xavier versus like St. Paul or something like that. That would be state championship in Ohio. It's gonna be 2 teams that both have Saint in the name. It would be 2 Catholic schools that'd be competing. I mean, I don't got a problem with that. I mean, I'm Catholic myself, but I'm just saying, all like the really good high school football players in Ohio, they tend to go to the private Catholic schools, the private Catholic high schools, because those schools are known to be like powerhouse football teams. They do really well. Well, to be fair, Coleraine also has Coleraine's a public school, and they have a pretty good football team, historically speaking, in the state of Ohio. It's probably one of the best, at least near like Cincinnati, Dayton area. I'd probably say that Coleraine's probably like the best public high school football school in that area, around there. I like how I complete a pass and my running back fumbles the frickin' ball and they score off of that. I hope we do not lose this game because of that. Well, we're throwing on the run. That pass is complete. But yeah, no. In Ohio, it's just, if you're really good at football, you're going to the private Catholic high school. It's just kind of how it is. Yes, this does mean that it does mean that, like, you get a lot of, like, people are like, oh, you go to that school, or you Catholic? Nope, I just play football there. Nope, I just go there to play football. It is kind of funny. You go to a, like, because I can imagine that you go to a college, specifically to, like, play football or a specific sport, but going to a specific high school just to play a specific sport, I never heard of that. Until I've, like, seen it for my own eyes. I just, like, wouldn't imagine that. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of being a student athlete, and I'm, like, a high school student, and I, like, decide to myself, yeah, so I want to go to this specific high school only because they have a really good, like, football team, and I want to be a part of it, and I want to dominate there, and then have a higher, because I'll probably get a higher, because I might be able to get a higher chance of earning a D1 scholarship to play football. Like, I'm not saying like it's bad to do that. Like, it's, I mean, it can give you more opportunity, but it just, to me, is a weird thing to do. And, oh my gosh. This is going to be a long game. Hey, there's a flag on the back. Maybe that means they won't get a touchdown. He takes it back. Fumble the ball while throwing it. He just takes it back. Well, there's a clipping penalty, so it's going to be on like our 5-yard line. That's awesome. And they don't score off of it. I think the clipping was actually against my player. So on the return, they got heavily penalized. It sucks because that guy like took it for a touchdown. It wouldn't matter that much if he was like tackled immediately. Coach, I'm not good at screen passes. Please have mercy on me. So far in this first half, we put up a whopping 3 points on the scoreboard. So this game is pretty much what you guys should be, is going to be closer to what you should be expecting when we start playing the college games, at least in the beginning, at least as a freshman, where my team is not scoring as much when with me on the field, and there's a lot more pressure on me as a quarterback. My receivers are dropping they're dropping passes more. My blockers aren't doing as well, and I'm just having a harder time moving the ball up the field, and even harder time getting touchdowns. But I get a touchdown right there, utilizing my legs against WHS. I can't even pronounce their name. What's the name of that high school? I can't pronounce it. I hope I don't offend anyone that, if someone is actually from that high school or goes there currently, I hope I'm not offending them. I don't know the likelihood though of someone that lives near Cincinnati watching my videos, unless there's someone I know in real life. And I don't know anyone that I know of that went to that high school. Okay. I'm gonna drop back. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I go down with the sack. And you're gonna, in this game, you're actually gonna see some interesting things, some interesting themes in this. So, first of all, at this time, there was, in 2010, which is when this game came out, there was 119 Division I FBS schools. Now, all those schools are in this game, but now I think there's 120-something Division I FBS schools that exist now. So, like, this game does not have Appalachian State, for example. Appalachian State's not in this game because they were still an FCS school at the time. This is before they were in the Sun Belt Conference. So, this game does not have Division I FCS schools in it. It has, like, schools that are, like, meant to mimic them. So, like, it has, as you can see, I'm throwing an interception. It has, the schools that are, like, FCS in this game, they're going to be named, like, FCS East, FCS, like, Southwest. They're going to have names like that. Like, generic names where the schools are called FCS, and then, like, some direction. I think the team nicknames are still the same as the ones in real life, though. But the actual name of the school part is going to just say FCS and then something else. And go all the way, go all the way. Right before the half ends. Getting another touchdown. But yeah. Alright. Next play, Bradley stepping up. Going to take off running. And get about 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2. I mean, we're winning by a decent amount, and now that I said that, we're probably going to start losing, but We were struggling in the beginning. I mean, we were struggling. But, you know, we're kind of turning it around a little bit. That's what I like to see for this guy, because I think he has a higher chance of catching the ball. I'm trying to get some more completions here. I don't want this game to say I have like 6 completions on 22 attempts. If you guys want to know how I'm audibling, if you press down on the right stick button, it pops up this. It says Road to Glory QB. And if you press square, then you can audible. It'll be X if you're on an Xbox 360. And then when you do that, like if I do that, give me a second, hold on. If I press that, I can either flick the right stick in the specific direction to do a random play that's of that play type, or I can press one of those other buttons on the side that tell me what specific play it is. So I could do a random deep pass play, or a random play action pass play, or I can do like a curls flat. Now he dropped that pass, and I think he should have caught that. I think that was a catchable ball. But it's whatever. It's kind of just whatever. There's that, and that's going to just be swatted down. It's turnover. Turnover on downs. They don't score off of that somehow. I guess it's true. Defense does really win championships. We're seeing it right now. And we're doing good in the state championship game. I think we'll definitely be a 5-star recruit after this, which is good because then we can go to any school that we want to go to. And I should have just kept running them, honestly. Ain't no way in hell I was going to make that completion right there. Okay. And I overthrow. How do you overthrow someone that badly? I just want to know. Is that real? How does that happen? I know my guy's a high school player, but like, come on. Like, come on. I know he's a high school player, but you gotta be kidding me with that. Alright, let's run the ball. And I get taken down anyways. And I couldn't even pitch it in time, otherwise that possibly would have saved the play. I don't like that play, coach. Let's switch to this one, because as we all know, it's always worked before. That guy just has to be there, man. That DB, man. And now they have the lead. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Come on, Stephen Bradley, you got this. And I run so far back and get sacked, I lose 10 yards. A team's defense, man, they don't play no games. And I think that's the ball game, guys. I think I just lost us the state championship. I definitely lost us the state championship. There's no, we can still make a touchdown. Hold on. We can still win the game. We don't have any timeouts though. Oh, isn't that lovely? Look at that pass, guys. My accuracy is so terrible. How can I just get it to throw in his direction, man? Like, why? Why is it bad like that? Like, come on, bro. Okay. Oh, look at that. I'm getting hit as I throw the ball. Come on. Come on, guys. Please. Please go. Please go long. Please go long. Nope. That's the game. We lose the state championship. That was the worst game I played in the entire all the high school games. I ran for a touchdown and I threw for a touchdown. But we are a 5-star recruit, and I earned the trophy blue chip, so I'm a blue chip quarterback. I also only completed exactly 6 completions in this game on 27 attempts. That's really bad. 180 yards. That's not that good. I threw a touchdown. I ran for 56 yards, and I ran for a touchdown. And Scouts and Tenants are number 24 Cincinnati, number 23 Utah, number 19 Oregon State, number 15 Oklahoma, number 5 Boise State, and number 13 USC. And now you guys are gonna be able to see the first Aaron Andrews cutscene. So we did unfortunately lose in the state championship game, 24-17, close game, but it is signing day, and so we are a 5-star recruit. We can go to any school in the country. Yes, the shaders are graying out some of the letters, but we have in this game. So top 25 is Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, Boise State, Florida, Virginia Tech, TCU, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, USC, Miami, Oklahoma, Pittsburgh, LSU, Penn State, Oregon State, Arkansas, Florida State, North Carolina, Utah, Cincinnati, Houston. Then there's a couple of starting gigs we can get over here. So I want to be a starter, preferably, for one of the schools. I want to be a starter. So Georgia is the highest team that's offering me a starting role. Well, no. The highest team is number 19 Oregon State. Both them and number 22 North Carolina are the only teams in the top 25 that are allowing me to be a starter day one. And so it would be nice to actually start off on a ranked team. And there's Georgia, Auburn. These are both SEC schools, and they're currently unranked in the game, so we could potentially try to rebuild them up a little bit. Oklahoma State's a Big 12 school. BYU, in this game, I think BYU is in the Big East. Because in this game, the American Athletic Conference doesn't exist in the game, because it didn't exist in real life yet. And the Big East Conference, still, they did college football at the time, and so they're in this game. So teams like Pitt, Cincinnati, BYU, and Louisville, for example, those are all Big East teams in this game. We could be a starter at Cal. We could play in this game. The Pac-12 was actually the Pac-10. It was before the conference became the Pac-12. So you could go to Cal and be the starter. Pac-10's a pretty good conference. It's a power conference. I don't really want to go to Connecticut. Notre Dame is not ranked in this game, and this is when Notre Dame was going through some tough years. They don't have a conference. They're independent, but we could be the starter there day one and rebuild that school. It's also a good academic school, because I'm also trying to make my player like an academic player. So he's going to be a nerd. But I'm trying to think of schools that are good, also good schools that, for like smart kids as well. Kansas would be fun because you're in the Big 12, and Kansas historically has had a terrible football team, and they've been a basketball school, so making them good at football could be cool. Tennessee's a good SEC school. They have some up and down years. Peyton Manning went there. Michigan's actually unranked in this game as well, but I'd be the backup. Boston College, I think this is around the time Matt Ryan was there. No, this is a couple years, I think, after Matt Ryan. So Boston College is really bad. Minnesota, hey, they never been that good in the Big Ten with football. They're primarily a hockey school. We could possibly make their football team good. Arizona State, I believe that's also in the Pac-10. We could try to build them up a little bit. Northwestern's a good academic school, and they're in the Big Ten. Kansas State in the Big 12. Vanderbilt's a really prestigious school academically, and they're in the SEC, so that could also be a really fun one. So I'm just trying to think of my options here. I'm not gonna play for the ones that are down here. I'm just kind of looking at them. Eastern Michigan's the worst team in the game. That's amazing. UCLA is a decent one. Let's see, what's a school that I could start? Let's see. Let's go to... I'll go to one of the unranked schools. I'm trying to think of what some... The Pac-12 was actually pretty good this season. That season. Pac-10 in this game. I know, decisions can be hard sometimes. I mean, I thought about Vanderbilt, but... I mean, a YouTuber already did Vanderbilt. I don't want to copy him. Let's do... I'll do Minnesota. So we do need to pick a new jersey number. I'll go with number 9. Why not? But we'll go to University of Minnesota. We're gonna play for the Golden Gophers. You can see I earned the bronze trophy. Earned your PT. That stands for playing time. I just showed up on campus and immediately the starter in Minneapolis.
And so is the first report in our Road to Glory series. As recruits from around the nation declare their intentions for the next 4 years, we are paying close attention to one recruit in particular. He's the focus of our new series following the life of a student athlete on campus.
The first report in this series is from Ohio, where we're about to find out where our young man has decided to play his college ball. A state championship was not in the cards.
I love how the game's lagging. Yep.
This quarterback has received a lot of hype and is coming into college as a coveted 5-star recruit.
Can't even see my stats on the screen. You can't even see my stats.
A variety of scholarship offers. Playing out of state felt like the right thing to do for him. This recruit jumped at the chance for a scholarship at the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. Now for a look at where this young man will end up on the depth chart, let's bring in Kirk Herbstreit.
All right, thanks, EA. This skilled quarterback's decision to go with a growing program isn't a big shock. He's sure to help this team climb the ranks. He'll start as a freshman. I see big things in this kid's future. The way he can make plays with his feet will really open things up for this offense. Aaron, I'm interested in seeing how this story is written over the next 4 years.
We will bring you progress reports as the centerpiece to our Road to Glory series strives to earn his place among the greats of the sport. First, though, he will need to adjust, moving from a small pond into a large one. For EA Sports, this is Aaron Andrews.
All right. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on it. If this is one of the first videos you see by me, please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all. Bye-bye, and take care.